Hello everyone and welcome back to 4KB Shorts Let's Play of Cryostasis. We just entered the crew cabin, or what I like to call story area. So there's not much really to do in here, particularly. I mean, there's no weapons, there's no guns, there's no monsters per se. Well, that's a bit of a spoiler there, but some strange things have started to occur, as in how we got this key in the lock. We didn't encounter a body. We just ended up inside of a mental echo, and then we had the key. We got the key, we put it in the lock, and now it's in the lock. So we've started to come across mental echoes that don't actually need bodies to trigger. And then we come across stuff like this. Now this is a saltwater tank, as you can tell by the coral, and I believe there's some starfish. Yeah, there's a starfish there. The coral and the starfish. So this is a saltwater tank that has been flash frozen. Flash frozen. So as the water forced its way through the crack, and came pouring out through this guy's door, by the way. It flash froze, and salt water takes a lot more to freeze than regular water. I don't know if it's based on the content of salt or how pure the water is overall, but whatever it is, it takes a lot more to freeze salt water than regular water, and it's all flash frozen as it poured through this guy's door. So we're gonna go ahead and try to save him from the onslaught of water and see if he can get to where he needs to go.
Подъем! Подъем по кораблю! Персоналу спуститься в нижние отсеки! Вниз! Все вниз!
I would, Captain, but first I must use the restroom. Now, normally, and I can admit that I did this, I'd follow the captain's orders and get hit by a wall of rushing water as the gentleman did. And it's a bit of a learning experience. But as you can see, we hide in the bathroom, the water comes pouring in, but it doesn't take us out. Now we can follow the captain's orders, because although the water is coming in droves, we have struck the iceberg, we can now survive rather than get hit by it as it comes through our door. Ah, here we go. We're going, sir. So this is probably one of the guys who ended up dead near the anchors before. So we're basically going backwards and save. Whoa, 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 ow. Okay, head trauma. Oh. We got hit. We're hit in the head. We're bleeding out. Here we go. So we did it. And apart from a teeny tiny bit of head trauma, our guy is now safe. The water's now gone. We're knocking over all of his stuff. And we can now get through to the next section. 2 chessboards? Must be a chess master. They could be checkers boards. But we'll go ahead and assume that they play chess because they're sophisticated people up here on the upper deck. So yeah, we saved the guy's life. Now, what's really funny about that echo is the first time I played it, I rushed for the door because the captain's screaming, "Get down! We need you! Get down here!" And so I rushed for the door, opened the door, and got a face full of water. And it's a hilarious experience if you don't know what's coming, and it makes you kind of giggle. At the same time, you feel stupid because you're like, yeah, he was crushed by a wall of water, which was still flash frozen there. But I still rushed out the door as if it wouldn't affect me. Oh no, oh no. Alright, let's get our stamina back up, because we may need it. Crack this door. Aha! So now we have stuff in our way, and when there's stuff in your way, the only alternative is to go around. So again, it's all story mode here. We're just going through an experience. I won't say the lives of the crew members. I mean, apart from that mental echo, I don't even think there's anything else in here. We can just walk through their compartments and see what was going on. There's this bit of wall here which is torn up on one side and smashed through on the other, so it's like something crushed its way through here. What? I have no idea, and I'd rather not make friends with it. And then of course we can search each and every restroom if we want. I've never found anything in any of these restrooms. I don't suppose I will. I don't really ever look up. I suppose if I walked into the restroom I should look up and see if there's a guy hanging from the ceiling or not. Creepy. And now we're going back up deck. So we were going down deck on the other side and up deck on this side, but it looks like somebody doesn't want us getting to our destination because every time we come into a room, there's more stuff in our way. Icicles. This means it's cold inside. So once again, we can take a look in the bathroom. Nothing really. Now this side of the ship is not where the... I want to say asteroid. I don't know why I want to say asteroid, but it's not where the iceberg struck. But it is being crushed by the ice, so the iceberg is encroaching. The glacier basically is encroaching on the ship. It's crushing. It's it's pushing its way in, and ice will really do that. It grows like a crystal and just shoves everything out of its way and crushes it. Now this ice, on the other hand, not the same kind of ice. This ice is scarier. This ice is ominous. I mean, ice can naturally form like this, but this doesn't look like a natural flow formation. It looks more like something put up a wall of ice to say, you can't go this way. Or like it's eating the ship, is the other thing. Like it's slowly extending and devouring the ship, and the little blue haze and the fluff and you know, it's not really moving, but it looks like it's alive. It's creepy. Ooh, let's see what the captain has to say about it.
Ледник не держит корабль. Это мы становимся частью его самого, позволяем ему проникнуть в нас, дышим его ядом и твердеем все более. Став равнодушными и хрупкими, мы болеем, вот уже не в силах подняться с избитых колен. Страх сковывает нас, и мы подставляем покорные шеи под затягивающийся ошейник. Еще живые мы становимся частью его безропотной свиты.
Ah, so the captain says that they gave themselves up to the glacier, and they're not trapped by it, but entombed. They're becoming part of it, which is kind of what that suggests there, as if the ship is becoming part of it. Now this, of course, looks more like what you'd naturally see with ice, where it just forms its way into the ship, crushing away anything that's in its path, bending the decks and smashing through the walls. That's what ice really does. But the ice downstairs, with the captain's note, that ice is more ominous. That ice is more evil. It's more like a growth than like an encroachment. It's separate from the main glacier, but still part of the ship. It's creepy. Alright, now we're coming up on the fun part. This is, in fact, one of the most fun parts of the ship, of the story, of the whole experience right here. But at the same time as being the most fun, it's also one of the most irritating and bothersome, because you can die so easily in this area, and it drives me nuts. It drives me absolutely nuts. But hopefully we can get through it really well. I don't want to say easily, but well. And so we're going to kind of do something I don't normally do. And we're going to go hardcore psycho with some of our weaponry. We're actually going to use a lot more ammunition than we normally do, because this section just bothers the crap out of me. And the main reason for it is, well, that, really. We constantly get mugged in this area. Constantly get mugged. Mugged and overwhelmed, and it's massively irritating. So we're not going to pull any punches now. We're just going to go ahead and do this. We're going to barrel through, and we're going to own this place. I have to be careful in this room because it can glitch out really bad. So as you can hear, we have a gentleman coming. Oh. We're going to go fisticuffs on him. You gonna step forward? Come on. Okay, if I stand too far away, he will hit me. Gotcha. Well, I wasn't gonna waste all my ammo. So yeah, we're gonna run into flies, we're gonna run into bugs, we're gonna run into the guardians, or the gatekeepers, whatever we want to call them, the jailers, all of it. We're gonna run into all of them. Ooh. And we're gonna run into Bear. Oh yes, Bear. I forgot about Bear. Hi, Bear. So yeah, there's a bear here and a ladder over there, but if we take a look, we have a bear. Now, it's been a little while since I've read Cyrillic, but from here I can see that he was 3 meters tall, and he weighed 800 kilograms. 3 meters tall and 800 kilograms. But if you guys want to take a look at this and we want to read it, here, I'll just go ahead and, well, it'd probably be easier to read this way. Not really. But yeah, if you guys want to, like, take a look at that, translate it, read it, it's like the whole history of the polar bear right here, all in Cyrillic for you. And that looks like a proper name. Koja? Niego? I believe, no, I don't know. I don't even know what that word is. Yeah. But that's a polar bear. And they captured it at some point. So let's go ahead and, well, of course, captured it, stuffed it, stuck it in there. And now he's just chilling. You know, like polar bears do. Oh, and I love this room. I love this room. You can see the film up there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here's another one of those mental echoes that are created without a body. But now that we can see the wall a little bit better, look at that. What do you see there? See a keyhole? Couple of flashlights, maybe the barrel of a PPSH. Yeah, something scary going on in there. And of course we open up this room. And we have the red lights, we have the red room. Now, if you guys, in case you guys don't know, it's not just, dark rooms aren't just for developing films, they're also for storing film. The longer a film stays in white light, the more damaged it becomes. So you actually want to store them in a red lit room. This one, of course, taking a massive amount of damage from that lamp. But we have a Kino Glass, is what this says. Which I have no idea what that means. But basically it's movie theater, I guess. Movie theater 6, perhaps? I'm not sure. I can't read that. I mean, I can read the letters, but I don't know that much Cyrillic. Yeah, Gas Kino is what it says. So now we have a film. So rather than carrying a weapon around, we have a film. Go ahead in here.
Давай, запускай уже. Ну скоро там.
Yeah, I'm getting it. Wait, there it is. And now we have it all set up. Let's head out. And now the film is on the reel, ready to go. Oh yeah. Of course, it's probably not the kind of film we want to have on the reel, but that's just the way it's going to roll. Okay, let's go ahead and grab ourselves some heat, because we're going to need it. Grab ourselves some stamina. We're probably going to need that too. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to switch back up to... Ooh. Did not realize I had not reloaded. Ow, 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 ow. Kind of a waste of bullets, but it works. Nice! Take him out, grab his gun, we are good to go. Alright, so let's go ahead and that is not what I wanted at all. Do not like that gun. Now I will admit that I did test the cannon off camera and it works a little bit differently than I had originally thought, but I still don't like it, so we're not going to use it. As a matter of fact, it doesn't shoot icicles as I had originally thought, because you pick up icicles. Of course, I thought it shoots icicles. Actually, what it does is you load the icicles and apparently it heats them, and then it sprays a stream of hot water. But it still doesn't match the story to me, that the crew gave itself up to the ice and so on and so forth. That looks like they were fighting, and I'm still not a big fan of it. But what I am a big fan of is this entire room. Now, I want you guys to remember that this game came out way before some of the games we have now. So some of the ideas and stuff that you see here, you'll be like, oh yeah, I know where that came from. But you have to remember that it came out first. Now, if we take a look at this, there's nothing behind the screen. And if we bump it, it's a cloth, right? Because we have a cloth. We have, you know, it's a movie theater. We have a cloth, right? So let's go ahead and get our weapon out. Make sure we're fully loaded. And start the film. What a beautiful movie. Okay, not going to bother reloading because I don't want to die. And here comes the big guy. Really need to stop hitting that button. Now we remember this guy from the... Okay. And now it's no longer him in the wall. Reloading. Nice. It's him coming out of the film. So I love that. I love that. You guys have to remember that this is before Portal. And I didn't want to give it away by telling you guys, oh, it's before Portal. But this is before Portal. Before you had that and before Prey, I believe. If you guys remember Prey, the original Prey had a similar effect where you could go through doors and end up being smaller on the other side of the door, or bigger, or it would change, like, you could walk on the ceiling on the other side and things like that, so it had like these mirror-like doors, but not like a portal. And this was before those games came out. So they have this projector that's projecting on a cloth screen, which is a physics object, by the way. And it's showing you this image where you can then interact with the enemy by shooting them. And it gets kind of hard, though, of course, because you're firing at them. And the first time I ran into that, it was actually really awesome and very hard, because I did end up going down. Because I didn't realize I was being shot by the guys on the screen. I thought I was being mugged by somebody, and then I returned fire, and I was like, oh my god, really? So I was so stoked and so surprised that was a thing, and that is my favorite. That is actually, honestly, that is my favorite part of this entire game, is that room right there, where you plug in the film, and then you have this, these guys coming at you, and you can shoot them and take them out. And then the big guy, of course, who doesn't just stand there, he comes through the entire wall at you. He just comes through the wall. He's like, boom, I'm done. I'm taking you out. Alright, so we're going to crack this open. Alright, so we have another big door leading us probably to another reactor. Or, well, I don't know how many reactors the ship has. I think it has 2. It might only have 1. But this is the big reactor that we've dealt with in the past. The big... well, the one we reloaded and then eventually went away.
Защита реактора.
Неужели нельзя его остановить? Ну сделай же что-нибудь!
Успокойтесь, некуда больше спешить. Ждать осталось совсем немного, скоро начнется.
Сколько времени еще?
Не знаю, это неподконтрольный процесс.
Нужно уходить.
Как уходить? А команда?
Команда справится! Готовить вертолет!
Без визы капитана я на это не пойду.
Я тебе помогу. Пойдем на это вместе. Через 10 минут ждите на верхней площадке.
И вот оно, рассыпавшись в искры, угасло.
Okay, time to step back very slowly, the way we came. So it looks like the reactor was actually exploding. It wasn't sabotage, it's just the reactor decided that was its time, and it decided to go up. And then the crew, the big crew, the commanders and the officers all turned on each other. They're like, we're gonna leave the crew behind, we're leaving, we're done, we're out. And then the reactor went up. And that's what happened. It blew the roof off and then sank through the bottom of the ship, and now it's a big glowing hole in the ground. Which is funny, because I'm not sure why the ship hasn't sunk, except that it may be sitting on top of the glacier and there's no water to come rushing in, although the lower decks are still full of frozen water. And then we have another effect. And that's this. Not entirely sure what's going on here. Things are starting to get a bit metaphysical. We don't even have to activate this, we just walk into it and boom. We're warmed. Fully warmed, like maximum heat available now. And anything touching that, any of the enemies touching that, anyone who's cold deep inside their hearts, they instantly get taken out by it. But not this guy. Gotta wait for him to finish his animation cycle. Gone. So whatever that power is, it's just eating them alive. Even if they're dead. I mean, even if we've just taken them out, it eats them alive. But it heals us, it warms us. So we're gonna take this really quick. And now we have to run up deck. Yeah, up deck. So we have to go back up deck towards the... I believe it's the front. At this point, I'm a little bit turned around. I'm pretty sure we're heading to the front of the ship. Very cold out here. Can't see anything. Ooh.
Не подходить к краям платформы, не трогать тросы!
So this is the section that we were at before. So it's kind of leading us back, telling us where we were. And now we're up at the top deck where the... I'm gonna say prisoners, because they look like they were wearing prisoner garb, but they may have just been normal crew members, where they were trying to take down the tower and take out the helicopters that was leaving, because they didn't want to get left behind.
Стойте! Подождите! Я здесь еще! Как же я? Куда же вы? Я же еще Я сейчас. Я быстро.
Yeah, you better run, sir. You wanted to get in that helicopter really bad, and now it's leaving without you because you had to defend it with your big bad gun. Whoa. Okay, nothing there. Alright, inside. It's not exactly warm, but it's warmer than outside, and all that wonderful, wonderful heat we had in our body is now gone. Alright, so we have another locked door we have to get through. And now we're back here. So, as you can see, we keep coming back to this room, but on different decks. It's the main elevator shaft that goes up the center of the ship. I'm not sure if it's a maintenance shaft or if it's just a way for the crew to get up and down the decks really easily. As for us, we just keep coming back to it because it's like in the center, and you can kind of use it as to gauge where you are. So basically, I think we're up higher than the crew decks, or are we on the same level? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's like a fore elevator or an aft elevator, but yeah, the rooms start looking a little bit similar as we go on. And now we get situations like this, where things start turning on without us. We get power without needing it. The game starts getting a little bit metaphysical. Things start happening without need of us getting into them. And again, like I said, we're going to be using a lot more ammo than we have in the past. Mostly because it's easier than not. Okay, he's right there. Let me pull this out. 1, 2. I think that, yeah, that got him. Reload. I hear incoming. Done. So yeah, as you can see, we need a lot of ammo here. We're just using a ton of ammo here, which is why I stock up. When I need ammunition, I stock up on PPSH rounds, which is really bad because I've been wasting them, but I figured this guy would have some, so hopefully we'll have enough clips for what's coming up. Okay, we are good to go here. We're all heated up, we're all good. And next room, which is study, I guess, or library. I think this qualifies as a study. Yeah, this is a study for the crew. Possibly officers, possibly everyone, but it's basically, it might even be a schoolroom, you know, for people who may be like taking an exam or something. I don't know if you would have school out on the ocean. But the captain was taking a moment to draw a picture, so now we can actually see the captain creating one of these images for us, and we can have a listen at his thoughts.
Однажды мы также бесконечно долго стояли, и громкий шум разбудил меня. Встревоженный я быстро встал и вышел на палубу. Когда глаза привыкли и небо отделилось от мраморного льда, я начал различать запутанные красные нити, которые тянулись от самого горизонта. Взглянув вниз, я увидел тело огромного белого медведя. Он лежал на лоскутах кровавого ковра, а вокруг суетились маленькие серые люди. Они возбужденно кричали, жестикулируя и перебивая друг друга о том, как после долгого преследования им все-таки удалось одолеть загнанные животные. Забившись в тесную щель между торосами, он впервые в жизни один на один противостоял не самой природе, а ее наивысшему порождению.
Nature's highest creation, the AK-47, or in our case, the PPSH. Now, if you take a look around the room, you will see a large collection of ammunition around here. And the reason why is because this is not fun. What I think, because I'm going to go ahead and break my own little rule as I bumble about on top of whatever. Oh, it's a chair. Yeah, this is not a fun area of game. It really isn't. So we're going to go ahead and quick save. Now, I normally don't quick save because of the lag time. We're going to quick save, and the reason why is because of this. The ultimate in horrible boss fights. Okay, come on. Come on. Move, 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 move. Reload. Moving. Reloading again. Okay, now he's got nothing to stop him. So now we have to just hope we hit him. And I don't think we did. Reloading again. Okay, he may stop here again. Come on, stop there. And done. So that's what happens. That's what happens. That's why we quick save. I don't think we can bust these open. I think they just break. Oh, we can. Okay. So yeah, you can shoot these open or break them open, and as you can see, you get a little bit of warmth out of them. A little bit of warmth out of them, but that guy. Now we've run into him before. He's a big mean jerkhead, and we've run into him before, but we were able to take him out pretty easily last time. This time he is not nice, and with all this debris in the way, you're tripping over stuff. It is a horrible place to be. And so let's go ahead and get ourselves all worked up. Yeah. So it can heal you almost to full health, but he doesn't give you time for that. So basically your best bet is to hold him off long enough by getting one of these open. One of our lucky, I guess we got a lucky shot off. You get one of those open, and then what he does is he starts trying to take it out. And we are out of PPSH rounds because of that. But he tries to take it out, and then you can just empty a clip into the side of his head until he drops. If you don't do that, you will die in this fight. And oh, it's Gulliver's Travels! When he's pulling the little Lilliputians around. That's nice. I never even noticed that before. Gulliver's Travels. That's really interesting. And so now we have to go, polar bear! Ooh, and here's some more information about the polar bear. This is slightly easier to read at this angle. And this room is a bit laggy, and I think it's because of the sheer number of books in this room. I mean, we can pop some of these, which I think might help to reduce lag a little bit. Actually, I think that one reduced lag a lot. And maybe that, or maybe the polar bear, because it's whenever I look in this direction that it starts to get really super laggy. Or maybe, yeah, I don't know whether it's all the books or not. So there's a polar bear there. And I don't think we get mugged in here, but it's making us kind of zigzag back and forth, and I'm not entirely certain why that is. But yeah, if I break some of these off, it kind of brings down the bounciness of the camera a bit. Oh, look. I think this one's more captain stuff, but I don't really remember. So let's find out who it is.
Вдруг я заглянул на самого себя и увидел, что ничем не лучше их. Или, может быть, я решил изменить этот мир? Тогда нужно изменить хотя бы одного, даже если этим единственным окажешься ты сам. Теперь я знаю, что он чувствует в тот момент. Всем своим существом я ощущаю это теперь. Айсберг необратимо сжимает свои тиски. Бороться или сдаться. Вот он такой простой и самый сложный выбор в жизни. Только так мы узнаем, из чего сделано. Он испытывает нас. Нет времени больше ждать. Если нам позволено будет, мы вырвемся отсюда. Господи, не покидай меня.
Not sure why the captain was so quiet in that little dialogue, but yeah, now he's talking about how he has to learn from the bear and how life is a series of tests and so on. It's hard to follow him. He's getting really weird in his statements. He's getting very, very dark in his statements. Like everything's out to get him. Everything's a test. Everything's a rule and an accomplishment, or something like that. It's a very odd conversation with him. But now we have the bear, and we have to save the bear. And unlike the cow, which is an Easter egg, the bear is actually in our way. We have to get behind him there. And so we actually have to save the bear. So this is sort of combined with what the captain says, where you have to learn from the bear in a way. I'm not sure what it really means, but...
Да, я видел, он через эту трещину забежал.
Там пещера, наверное. Берлога его.
Наверняка.
Так, а ну иди давай. Я здесь постерегу.
Okay, so what we're gonna do...
Я кому сказал?
Is we're going to hang out here, because this is actually a puzzle echo, more than most. I mean, with most echoes, you either have to avoid something, or you have to run towards something, like somebody was late for a party, or someone was too early for a party. In this one, you actually have to perform kind of a puzzle action, and if you don't do it right, you will end up failing the echo. You don't die, of course, because you don't die in an echo. Okay.
Эй! Эй! Здесь обвал! Слышишь? Эй! Эй! Меня тут завалило! Ай! Зови остальных! Я сам не выберусь!
Yeah, so now he's stuck and his buddy's still outside. There he goes.
Здесь обвал! Я выйти не смогу!
Now he's stuck inside the cave and he's running back to get the crew to help him out. So that gives Polar Bear enough time to escape.
Эй! Здесь обвал! Слышишь? Эй! Меня тут завалило!
And we saved the polar bear and he's no longer trapped. Now, the signs will still say there's a polar bear in here, but apparently they were expecting to acquire a polar bear and just never bothered to do so. So we're going to go ahead and go through here. So now it's time to get to the upper deck. Well, I'm not entirely sure if it's the upper deck, but I know it's not the lower deck, so we're getting much closer to our final destination. And I'm pretty sure you guys know what the final destination is if you don't already. I mean, we've passed that reactor room like 5 times. There's no reason to think that that's our final destination, but we are heading up to something very spectacular. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pause here because it has been time. So once again, I would like to thank you all very much for joining me, 4KB Short, on this Let's Play of Cryostasis, and I will see you guys next video.